Okay, yeah. And we're just listening to these stories, story after story after story. And I felt so small. I felt so humble that there was this experience that we were encountering something so precious. What did God say to Moses? That you're on hallowed ground? That was our experience, I think, listening to these stories. So my question for you is, how did this impact you? These 45, 50 minutes, these 12 performed stories. Did it impact you in any powerful ways? I should say, I have some specific questions for the actors. I have a question or two for the elders. So this would be for the audience. Did this impact you in any powerful way? Please. Is that you, Maureen?
It is.
How are you doing?
I love you, David. What I experienced is what Chattanooga really is. This beautiful human tapestry that is both domestic and foreign, that is colored in a brilliant way. It's men and women, us all shouldering something different, but it all connected in a way that pushes us forward. And I'm grateful that the Hutchins Academy children are here to listen to the elders, to understand a portion of their stories, because these are the things that are the foundations of what we need to continue to push not only the city, but this world, this human tapestry, to weave it into something beautiful for the future.
Love you. Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, that's right. Let me ask it perhaps a little differently. What was powerful out of those stories? Yes. Yes, please.
First and foremost, I would like to say to Peggy and the team of people who had the vision to honor our elders, my peers. I'm happy to be a senior. But for me, not only have the actors passionately shared the story of these wonderful beings, the honor for me is to be in the room with them. For them to be here, to witness their story, their life seasons being shared in such an honorable, respectful way. All of us have a life seasons to share. Life is about seasons and reasons, and it is up to us how we dress for the occasion. What we choose to put in our closets and take out of our closets of life. I'm happy to see that the stories that were shared were not all sad and despair. You shared the truth of your life seasons. And these young actors and actresses, they shared it with passion. Thank you for sharing your life seasons and brightening us with sunshine and encouragement. Thank you all for portraying them in such an honorable way. And I look forward, I would like to sit on your porch. I don't smoke anymore, but I like to sit on your porch. Thank you for lovely. Thank you.
How about any actors? Would you describe what this process was like for you? Would you describe any powerful part, anything that you learned from it? Difficulties, ease, what it taught you? Please.
I guess I'll stand up. But my name is Marcus Price, but as you know, I represented Moses Freeman. First of all, the knowledge that I learned about our city that I knew nothing about, the areas that I was calling out in my monologue, I've never heard of until I got to the monologue, other than Cameron Hills. But the history of our city, a lot of us do not know. And it resonates in these elders that we spoke from today. And just to know what he had been through and what he experienced in life gave me so much life. Because to know where I come from is a big thing for me. Where I am is a good thing, but to know where I come from and my history is a good thing. And then to find out he knows my family. So Peggy and Ann couldn't have set this up any better. You know what I mean? Like, he actually graduated with my uncle. So, but to know his story and to know what he had been through the civil rights movement and trying to come up and trying to make something positive happen for the city, and just knowing how much that he was blackballed and pushed back because of the positive he was trying to invest into the city, but he kept going. Perseverance and persistence is everything. And he is a model of that. And just to see that just encouraged me and just gave me life. So just to know my history and just to sit down with him, it went from a 1 hour talk to a little over 2 hours with me and him. And that's just how the conversation flowed, because it was just so much, I think, is in him that he was just wanting to get out. And that's what the listening ear comes in at. That's where that comes in at, because some people just need to be heard. And I'm blessed to be able to be a part of this crew. This is a great crew. I'm great to be a part of his story and a part of history. I appreciate it.
Hey y'all, I'm Amy Loudermilk. I had the honor of playing Deb Clardy, and things really came full circle for me, and also proved what a small town our big city is. If you ever called Mayor Andy Burke's office from the years of 2018 to 2020, you likely heard from me. I was his director of constituent services, and before this play, got to meet Miss Deb Clardy. Our friends in Lupton City have gone through a lot, and I was with Councilman Jerry Mitchell and at the time the Director of Public Works, Justin Holland, at many meetings with our neighbors in Lupton City about what was going on with the old mill site. So I learned a lot about Chattanooga history then, but to be able to play this character again really brought things full circle. I'd met Deb at that at a community meeting there in 2018. And so when Peggy put the script in front of me, I was shocked and very happy. So.
Other actors?
Hi, I'm Nancy Tillman, and I had the honor of getting to portray Mimi Nichols' story, which obviously that was truly an honor and a privilege, and getting to talk to you, and you are just such a graceful and resilient person, and I just really admire and look up to you. But personally for me as an actor, this was just a really unique and challenging experience, because I think a lot of times as actors, we like to sort of like have our ego, boosted. Like, we don't like to admit it maybe, but like, you like to be able to feel good about your performance. And I mean, this was just something so much more real and important than that. And I just felt so privileged to be able to really just have the opportunity to sort of just, strip all of that pride and ego away and just really try to tell a story that is just important and something that most of us can't even imagine going through. So I don't know, it was a really unique, amazing privilege. So thank you to Peggy and Ann as well. This was really cool. Yeah, I'm honored.
Hi, I'm Ellen Rich, and I got to play the lovely Pat Wilcox. Just adding on to what Nancy said, everything we do as actors, we're not used to this. We're not used to having we're used to creating characters, creating our own interpretation, and having these real people with their real stories and their lives that they so graciously let us have their story and let us participate in this telling of it. There's a lot of weight to it. And before the show started, I was talking about this with Nancy. We were kind of concerned about well, what if they're watching this and they say to themselves, that's not how I felt. And that really shows that our main concern was just doing it justice, making you feel like this is a true representation of your story, making you feel heard. And that was just such a refreshing experience to have as an actor, as opposed to those like, you know, self-obsessed thoughts of like, oh, well, am I gonna sound good up there? Is it gonna be perfect? And just being able to do this for y'all was a really lovely experience. I just want to thank you again. So, yeah.
Would any elder like to describe or reflect on what that experience was like for you? Yes, ma'am.
You know, I have to say something.
Oh, yeah.
But Brianna, I just want to tell you, you're a jewel. You know, when this came up and they were asking, I am a member of the Mayor's Council of Livability and Aging, I will say that. So I'm part of the events committee, and we are responsible for putting on these events. And so when this came up and I decided that I would take part, I said, now, it will be, I said, I've lived all these years and I've lived so many places, I've done so many things. Now, what should I concentrate on? But I think, Brianna, you did a wonderful job. You focused right in on the main point. And Peggy, where is she? You are a jewel. I mean, you really captured Evelina. And I have lived a long life, and I've enjoyed my life. I'm at peace with my life. And I think that comes across whenever I meet people or see people. And I just want to encourage our young people to get involved. And you just have so much waiting for you. And we want you to take our places. We want to sit back. We could be the elders, the wisdom, or whatever, the wise ones. But we want you to step up to the plate. And if we can be of any assistance in helping you take on that role and that responsibility, we are here for you. We got your back.
I'm also a member of the council. I just want to commend all these people, the actors. Y'all was really down to earth, and you really portrayed the speakers well.
I'm going to piggyback what Joanne said. You actors are awesome, each and every one of you. I don't know a lot of the elders personally, but I feel like I know them through your acting abilities. I'm partial to Shayla. She's such a young woman. I think, Shayla, are you 23, 24? 23. She could be my granddaughter. And she captured the essence perfectly. Thank you so much. Thank all of you. This has just really been a treat, a very unusual treat. And I look forward to the second event.
Thank each and every one of you for the time that you put into this. Amy, you nailed me. And Peggy, you nailed me double. But again, I love each and every one. I love red, yellow, black, and white. All. Yeah.
Anyone who knows me, anyway, even if you don't, I'm Mimi Nichols, and I lived for 54 years without my voice. And it wasn't until I was in a therapist's office at 54 that that voice and the story you heard came to life. So I just wanted to thank you for amplifying the voice of survivors. the reality of life, hope, and healing, and giving me the joy of expressing it with you. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you to all the actors and to the elders. Very moving. And what I'd like to hear from the actors or the elders is I didn't hear any anger or animosity or I'm just pissed off at the world. Good of your dialogues. I mean, you talked about prejudice. We talked about, 400 years of waiting for change. But I didn't hear that in anyone's stories, and I'd like to hear the impressions that maybe the actors got from being, playing your parts, about what you took away from the elders about that and how they dealt with that. Thank you.
Thank you for that question. That was actually something that I wrestled with a lot because in the place that I'm in, I can be very loud and vocal and angry. And I'm just like, why is it this way? It should be this way. What are the solutions? But when I went and talked to Dr. Holmes, she smiled the whole time. We're talking about these serious topics. We're talking about change and rallying people, but she has the biggest smile on her face. I saw that smile on stage through the mask, and that what twisted my approach to this monologue, and remembering what our elders do have to teach us, which is that they came through it. It's the success of their stories that makes it so easy to pivot from anger to gratitude, at least for me.
Yeah, I met with Dolly, and I just automatically loved her energy, loved her aura, and her monologue, when I first read it, I was like, oh, I have to do this one, because that just, it's like a frustration of like, why can't things be the way it's supposed to be? But also as like a Black woman in society, even now still, it's like, if we have a voice, if we have an opinion, we have an attitude, or we're angry. And Dolly was so well spoken and so eloquent. She was like, I'm just passionate. I'm not mad, I'm just passionate. I'm emotional because these are things that are directly affecting me and my family and our people. And it's just so, everyone should be able to have a voice and stand up for what they believe in. And so I was just grateful that I got to be a part of this. And I just resonated so much with Dolly's story. So thank you, Dolly.
I think your question is also a testament to Peggy's writing and Anne's directing. I know that Deb and I played phone tag for a little bit, and so I feel like I really got to know her character the most through Peggy's writing, because Deb is a warm, cheerful woman, and so I was constantly wondering if I was smiling enough, even though we're telling the story of hard living in the mill part of Chattanooga and dealing with everything that the residents there dealt with pollution and the change going on there. So bravo to Peggy and Anne.
Hi, I'm Katie. I played Barbara. I think that as an actor, there's a lot of work that goes in when you get a script or a monologue. You read it, you analyze it, you start to write on it, mark it up, and you put down your thoughts and your analysis, etc. But with something like this, where these are real people who are alive, who are in the room with us right now, and Peggy sat with them and had that conversation and transcription, and then she took that and created these monologues. Like that's step one. Then it goes to the actors, and we work with the director and with the playwright and, with the elders. So to be able to talk to them or have these Zoom calls or go in person to meet them gave us so much information, so much research, so much to analyze, and think about and ponder and work into our performances. I was able to go to Barbara's home, which was really wonderful, and she played music for me, and she showed me old photos of herself and her family. So I think that being able to talk to or to meet with the elders, talk to the playwright and the director, and have that information as an actor that you use to analyze really all came together to create these really deep and meaningful performances. And it is something that actors don't usually have the opportunity to do. So this was really an enlightening and wonderful experience.
Hello everyone, I am Isaiah Margoins, and I have the fantastic opportunity to portray Mr. Anthony Crutcher. A year ago, I took a break from acting for a whole year. I didn't act one single bit. I was wrestling with what my passion in life would be, who I am, who's the Isaiah that I can present to everyone. And when Ann came to me with this opportunity, I read Anthony Crutcher's monologue, and the words he said he transformed anger into beauty, that really spoke to me. Isaiah is someone who is resilient, passionate, he is for the people, by the people, and your words just really spoke to me in such high regards. I religiously watched your yoga videos on YouTube every day. I'm not a big yoga person, so I was trying to do some of the moves and stuff. It works sometimes with Mr. Crutcher, but you know, it came out the other end, and it's such an honor to portray the words that you wrote, so thank you.
I want to honor your time. I think this is coming to the end of our afternoon. I would tell you one question that I have. I don't think it needs to be answered right now, but one question that I'm asking myself is that how can we carry this outside Barking Legs? This experience of listening and honoring the lives of other people. Most people won't have actors perform like that. This is rare. There are a lot of people whose stories need to be heard, whose lives need to be spotlighted. So how can I do that when I leave here? How can we continue to do that? Representative Favors is going to close us. I'd like to say thank you once more to everyone here for giving us a sold-out show. Thank you to Barking Legs. Thank you to our actors. Thank you to our elders.
Can we thank?
Yes, please. I'm sorry.
Peggy and Ann. What about Peggy and Ann? Can we thank them?
Yes, yes.
Can we meet them?